Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know a lot of you out there on the Sun Princess this week coming up on Saturday, our group cruise. We got hundreds of people on board and Don, where are we dining? Don, when's the party? What's happening? What's going on? Quite literally, I did not get a response from the groups department, and they've been trying to contact the ship and make arrangements and etc. for weeks now, weeks and weeks and weeks now, and I finally got a response yesterday afternoon. That's right. Finally, yesterday afternoon, I finally got some answers to what's happening. One of the problems is there's not just our group on board. Apparently there's another group on board with about 750 people. And so they're trying to make arrangements for two large groups. Together we take up about 30% of the ship between the two groups. So that's a lot of people that are only in two groups, let alone anybody else who's on the ship who might be in small groups as well. So they've had to change things. Now, because we are the smaller of the two groups, the bigger group obviously gets priority for booking a venue or something like that, which is one of the reasons it's taken so long for all this to happen. Plus, we've had some cancellations. Some people got sick and weren't able to go, even though they've made their final payments and that. Things happen, right? Life happens, and so every time that happens I have to report it to the groups department and they take those people off the list and then etc. So they have to change our dining, etc. So long story short, here's what's happening on the group cruise this weekend. I will be getting on the ship as soon as I can, and I will be in the piazza on the bottom level, which is on deck 7. And I will be in there saying hi to everybody, and if you want to just stop by, you don't have to come and say hi or anything like that. It's just if you want to come see where we are, and Angelina and I will be in that area for the most of the afternoon as we approach dinner. But I do have to step away and confirm everything with the dining department and the events department, etc., make some things going on. Also, if you are getting on the ship and you need to go to customer service, well, just to be clear, it's not where it normally is on a Princess ship down, on the main deck off the piazza. It's actually one deck lower on deck 6. And you get it down in one of the elevator banks, and when you get there, if you go down the wrong elevator bank, don't worry, there's a corridor there of cabins. You can go down that corridor and you'll end up right where the customer service is as well anyway. So don't think you have to go back up the elevator or stairs and all the way across the ship and then back down. You'll be right there. It really is, it's just in a weird place on this ship. I find it very awkward where they placed customer service. If you need to go there for any reason, right off the bat, just to let you know if you have trouble with your medallion or something along those lines. As far as dining is concerned, we are also on that deck, deck 6, in the aft of the ship. We're in the Soleil dining hall, which I believe, if I remember correctly, has some spectacular open windows and of the ocean in the back glass windows. It should be very, very cool area for us to have our group. You should be able to just go at the dining. It's early dining as soon as they open, and you just have to say you're with Don's group, and they should point you to where our area is, and then it's a come as you are. When you're there, you go in, you sit down. You don't have to stay in the same seats every night. You can mingle, you can interact with other couples and everything. Also, you can, you don't have to come to the early dining. If you want to go to late dining, it's totally up to you. It's a free-for-all, because people have Spellbound booked for dinner some nights. They have Love by Burrito, the specialty restaurants. So don't worry about it. We've just reserved a certain number of seats for our entire group. And if you come, great. If you don't, great. It's just reserved for you. You have a seat. just to let you know. And then, unfortunately, the party I normally like to have on the second day of the cruise. And, because sometimes I like to give away certain things that we can do on the ship as giveaways. But because of the large group, they took up that spot. And so they were unable to accommodate us for it. Now, I could have done it on a port day, but for instance, some of the port days, we don't need to get back on the ship till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and our party would be 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which would mean everyone would have to cut their excursions or things short, or come back to the ship short just to go to the party, and I didn't want that. So I chose the second last sea day, which is on the 12th, and we are in the Dome that day, that beautiful, big, huge glass place where they put on the acrobatic shows up in the Dome. And they have that pool, it's a lounge, it's a logo area. You've probably seen numerous pictures of it. That's that big globe at the front of the ship. And so we will be up there, and we're there at 3 p.m. So please show up early, and hopefully we can get a big group picture there as well. And then we will have time to go back to our cabin afterwards and get ready for dinner, etc., and the rest of the night's activities. Because usually on that night, there's usually a good Broadway show going on that night because it's a sea day. Hopefully, all this goes smoothly. It was a bit like, normally I know all this weeks ago, and it took this long to get any information because mostly because of the other group that's on board, that they had to work us kind of around that other group. But it should be a great cruise. It should be an amazing cruise. I hope everybody is going to have a great time. It's going to take you a while to get used to the ship. If you haven't been on the Sun Princess, it's completely different than the Royal class ships, etc. If you've been on the Caribbean Princess, it's almost the same, just smaller than, say, the Regal Princess or the Enchanted Princess. But yeah, this one is completely different. For instance, the buffet's on deck 9, folks. The buffet's on deck 9, not the top deck. And if you're used to going down and getting some snacks and everything on deck 5 in the Piazza, that's on deck 9 now as well. So if you're looking for coffee in the morning, it's deck 9 midship in the Piazza. That's where you can get coffee, or down on deck 7. There's also coffee and currents down there as well, where you can get your morning coffee. Just as a little tip. Just as a little tip. And also, if you're going to the shows, you're going to want to get there early, because these shows, especially the Broadway shows, fill up really, really fast. Well, hope to see you on the ship really soon. Hope everyone has safe travels to get there, and we're just going to have a great time.